In this quick review, we want to continue talking about Venn diagrams and survey problems by expanding from 2 sets to 3 sets. So the steps we're going to use to solve are the same. Okay, you're going to use the survey's description to define the sets and draw Venn diagrams. You're going to use the survey results to determine the cardinality. Remember, cardinality is counts, okay, for each region in the Venn diagram. And then you're going to always start with the intersection of the sets, the innermost region, and you're going to work outward. Okay. And then you're going to use the completed Venn diagram to answer the problem's questions. All right. So here's the problem. So we have a survey of 80 college students. So that right there, this tells me the total. All right. So this is the total number of students in the survey. Okay. Was to taken to determine the musical styles they listened to. A little bit of a typo. Listen to. 42 students said they listened to rock, 34 said classical, and 27 said jazz. So for whatever reason, I know there's other types of music, but we're just going to say these are the three. Listen, these are the three main groups. And so here's how you would draw the Venn diagram, okay? This first kind of yellow and then all these intersection regions, these are students who listen to rock. This one here, this region here, all of this region here, all of this, those are going to be students who listen to, switch colors here. They say they listen to classical. And then the final set here, as you can see, is we have some people who said, you know what, I like jazz music. And so what happens here is you have these regions where they all interact or intersect. Okay. So this region 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 4 unique regions here, all right, are where they interact. Okay. In terms of total regions, okay, and total regions, if it helps to actually see it that way, let me do that in black. This is region 1. This is region 2. This is region 3. Region 4. This is region 5. Region 6. Region 7. And then outside is region 8. So there's 8 regions we have to fill in with numbers here. Okay, and this is where things are going to get a little crazy. All right. So 12 students listen to rock and jazz, 14 to rock and classical, 10 to classical and jazz, and 7 listen to all 3 musical styles. Okay? Construct a Venn diagram for the problem. Okay, so right here, 7 did all 3. Okay, so what that is, that's the innermost region. So that's just region 5. So I'm going to start with putting the number 7 in there. Okay, so I got that. 10 did classical and jazz. I'm going to just put classical / jazz. All right, so look, here's classical and here's jazz. And so where do they interact? They overlap at regions 5 and 6. And what's going on here is I need 10 total people in that regions 5 and 6. Well, how many people are already in there? 7. So that must mean region 6 is 3. Next, we have 14 did rock and classical. Well, here's rock, here's classical, and it looks like they overlap in regions 2 and 3. And so you can regions 2 and 5. Sorry about that. Regions 2 and 5. And so look, you need 14 total people. Well, I already have 7. So that must just be 7 people need to be in region 2. 12 students listen to rock and jazz. Well, rock and jazz, that's regions. Well, here's rock. Here's jazz. Okay. And you can see they overlap in regions 4 and 7. Or regions 4 and 5. Sorry, all these numbers are making it a little hard on me. So 4 and 5, they need to total 12. Well, I already have 7 students in there. Okay. So what that means is 5 must be here. All right. And so now I'm just going to erase these region numbers here. Okay. Because they might make things a little complicated. And now look, here's how you're going to go next. This is where things fall. You can start to see how easy these things fall into place. 27 listed jazz. Okay. Well, so here's the jazz circle. All right. It needs to total 27. Okay. But how many do I've already counted for? 7, 3, and 5. I've already accounted for 15. 15. So 27 minus 15 tells me 12. 34 said classical. Well, here's classical right here. So how many people I've already counted for in the classical circle? All right, classical set. So that's 7 and 7 is 14 and 17. 34 minus 17, I believe, is 17. And then finally, 42 listen to rock, which is great. So here's all the people who listen to rock. Well, how many people are already in the circle? 7, 7, 14, 19. So let's see, 42 minus 19, I believe, is 23. So then here's the last thing you need to do. How many total students were in the survey? 80. So what you have to do is you have to take 80 and you have to start subtracting away all the numbers you've already accounted for. 80 minus 23 minus 7 minus 17 minus 5 minus 7 minus 3 minus 12. It tells me that there are 6 students left outside. Okay. All right. So look, that is a completed Venn diagram for this question. Now we can answer some questions, just basically like picking out pieces. All right. First question. Of those surveyed, how many listen to only rock? Well, only rock. Only rock would just be those 23 students because everything else has these are all students listen to rock and something else. So this is 23. How many listen to classical and jazz, but not rock? Well, look, classical and jazz overlap right here, these two. But these 7 also listen to rock. So classical and jazz, but not rock, it's just that 3 right there. Same idea here. Oh, this one's actually interesting. Got to pay close attention to this. Classical or jazz, but not rock. So classical or jazz would be anybody in those 2 circles, but I don't want rock. So I don't want these groups right here. Okay. So it would just be this, and this, because these people here also listen to rock. So 17 and 3 is 20, and 12 would be 32. How many listen to exactly one of the musical styles? Well, exactly one would just be the 23 and the 17 and the 12, because those are the parts or the regions that don't interact with anything else. We can't say the 6 outside because we don't know, what music they listen to, or it could be more than one. So we can't say anything about them. So 23 and 17 is 40 and 12 is 52. How many listen to music in at least 2 of the musical styles? Well, at least 2 would be any of these overlap right here. All right. This in the middle would be 3 and everything else is 2, right? So 3 and 7 is 10 and 7 is 17 and 5 would be 22. And then finally, How many did not listen to any of the musical styles? Well, that would just be the 6 that are right outside here. All right, so just to recap, when you go to do these Venn diagrams that include 3 sets, start in the middle, and then you have to subtract away from the numbers that are given the people that have been counted. I hope you found this quick review helpful.